If you are ready to budget, you are ready to actually put your income and expenses down where you can see it and simplify it, customize it, what do you use? What do you use? Do you use an app? Do you use a spreadsheet? Do you use a different method altogether? In this video, we are going to be talking about whether or not you should be using an app or a spreadsheet for budgeting. Which one is better? I'm going to help you decide in this video. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. Now, I've got some help along with our sponsor of today's video, that is Simplify by Quicken. Yes, Quicken came out with a brand new app called Simplify to help you with budgeting, but more on that later. Let's go into my favorite tool, the tool that I have been using since 2011 to track my income and expenses, and that is a budget spreadsheet. Now, a budget spreadsheet is just something that you can put together either in Excel or using Google Sheets, or maybe you're using the Apple, what's the Apple equivalent to Microsoft Excel? Numbers. That's right. Are you using numbers? It doesn't matter. However you want to create your spreadsheet, there are a few pros and cons that you should consider. Let's go over the pros. The biggest pro to using a spreadsheet is that it's customizable. You can make it however it works for your brain. You can create really elaborate math formulas to help you figure out percentages and different things, adding up the transactions inside of your budget, and you can customize how granular that budget gets. Now, if you've been following along with my Beers and Budgeting episodes, then you know I get very granular with my different spending categories, but you can also make it very vague as well. You can just use subcategories and say, these are all of my fixed categories and these are all of my fun spending categories, and we're just gonna do fixed and fun, done. Now, another pro that I like about spreadsheets is that it forces you to feel each transaction. Even though you may be transacting and purchasing digitally, you have to manually input those transactions into your budget spreadsheet, which forces you to actually see how often you've been going out to restaurants or how often you've been hitting up Amazon and adding to cart. I think that's a really valuable way, especially in the beginning, to just see and have that emotional attachment to your spending again, because so often, you know, working in a digital age, and we grew up with cell phones in our hands, and now it's so easy to just use a cell phone to spend for things. It kind of detaches us from that spending. So with a spreadsheet, it forces you to feel those transactions because you are manually entering them. Another pro that I like about spreadsheets is that you can easily forecast and customize your budget for the next month. So I can simply just take a duplicate of the month before in my spreadsheet and duplicate that for the next month, and then change it based off of what's happening for that month. We are quickly getting into the holiday season, and so I find that I need to really change my budget for the months of November and December, or maybe there's a month in the summer for you that have a ton of birthdays, anniversaries, maybe 4th of July gets thrown in there and you have a big party, and maybe you really need to adjust your budget to accommodate for those things. That's what I like about the budget spreadsheet, is that you can easily forecast and change things for the following month. Now, there are two big cons here with the spreadsheet that is not lost on me when I really talk about spreadsheets, and that is you have to track down your transactions from multiple accounts. So not only do you have to record things that happen inside of your checking account, but also your savings account, your credit card account, your investment account, your other investing account, your 401k account, you get it. And the list goes on and on. And so that brings me to the second con. It's time consuming. It can be very time consuming to track down all of these transactions and input it into your budget. Okay, so we've talked about spreadsheets, but if you are a pro and avid app user and you want a simple way to manage your budgeting, then you got to check out Simplify Simplify by Quicken. Yes, Quicken. They came out with a brand new app called Simplify, and Simplify has really helped other budgeters out there manage their time and their budget effectively with a couple simple tools inside of the app. First, the app allows you to plan your spending and customize it no matter how large or small your budget is. You can also see your bank accounts, credit card statements, and investments all in one dashboard, so you don't have to go hunting for them. Plus, you can see what bills have been paid and what paychecks are going to hit your checking account, and you can even see your paychecks before it hits your checking account. And that's how I was able to peep on my husband's paychecks before he even got the money. You can also set up savings goals inside of the app by Simplify by Quicken, and it lets you include your spending plan so you know how to prioritize for the month. Plus, you can create watch lists so that you can watch different shopping and spending habits to help you either prioritize or deprioritize depending on how much you're spending. Now, the app does cost $3.99 per month, but if you use the link in the description box below to sign up, Simplify by Quicken is allowing the DFM fam to test ride it for free for the next 30 days. So don't forget to hit up that link below to sign up and start your free trial with Simplify by Quicken. Okay, now let's get into the app pros and cons of this whole debate, and let's see if an app is really truly worth it. Okay, I think the biggest pro is that you can manage your time better because the app imports transactions automatically into your dashboard, so you don't have to do it manually. Also, it shows how much is left in your budget in real time. Plus, you can access it on the go. So if you are budgeting for the first time, this might be a good idea to use an app so that you can look up, okay, I only have $150 left in my restaurant spending, and we still have 3 weeks left of the month. I really need to tone it back. So it can really help you in real time access it on the go, see what's ahead, and see how you can change your spending behavior in the moment. But with everything, there's a couple of cons that I want to mention, and I think the biggest one that can be kind of time consuming is that sometimes the transactions aren't automatically categorized correctly. So then you do have to spend some time recategorizing things, especially with how things work best for your brain. So it's a good idea to look for an app that once you set it to the right category, that it can retroactively apply it to previous transactions, and moving forward, it also categorizes it as the same category so that you don't have to continue doing that activity again and again. A big con for me with using an app, and this is one of the reasons why I really haven't used an app as my primary method for budgeting, is because you don't really feel those transactions. You don't really feel those transactions because there's still some separation from your spending. Yes, it's on your app, but if you're not actively looking at your app and actively going through each transaction and reconciling those transactions, then I feel like you're not really making headway on your spending. Maybe that's just me. Tell me in the comments below if an app has truly helped you feel your transactions and have an emotional connection to it, because that is the thing. Money is emotional. Money can make us happy. It can make us resentful. It can make us feel guilty. It can make us feel so many different things. And I think there needs to be some emotional attachment to your transactions. Otherwise, we won't know how to move forward in a positive direction and develop in our financial journey. Also, another thing that I found with most apps, maybe not all of the budgeting apps, is that I can't really forecast for the next month ahead of time until I'm in that specific month. In other words, I can only see what's going on in the month that I'm in, and I can't forecast and change my budget for the next month. Maybe there's some budgeting apps that allow you to do that, but I just haven't come across one that gives you that customization ahead of time. Okay, so we've talked about the pros and cons of using a spreadsheet and an app, but I want to tell you about a really cool method of budgeting that you can use, and that's through a hybrid model. So you would be using both a spreadsheet spreadsheet and an app together to make things more seamless in your life. Now, what I would do this for, and what I've kind of been doing lately, is I can use the app on the go and use it for high level spending. So something like Simplify by Quicken, I'm using to look at high level shopping. So I can see, whoa, I've actually have a lot of shopping transactions going on. And then I can use my spreadsheet to look at it in a more granular level by looking at my transactions and then adding it to my budget spreadsheet and kind of using both simultaneously. I also like using that app as a reminder for my savings goals, and then using the spreadsheet to really see how much money I have that I can pull from, i.e. my sinking funds, pull from to use and spend. So I'm kind of using this with my Christmas gifts sinking fund, and then I can see exactly how much I have in that sinking fund and then subtracting from that so that I can spend in real time. I think it's a great way to use as a hybrid model. If you're a money nerd, you may really go for this type of thing. If you're not so much into tracking finances, I would stick with one or the other. Tell me in the comments below, are you an app lover or are you a spreadsheet lover? Tell me below, let me know. I'm like team hybrid over here a little bit, but mainly, you know, I'm team spreadsheet. But there are so many benefits to using an app as well. Thank you to Simplify by Quicken for sponsoring this video. Again, if you want to check out and get a free trial of that app, use the link in the description box below. Give me a big thumbs up, you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.